Good morning. Took a ride with me to work. It's about 8. Running a little bit late today. And let's see how the Monday gonna start at work. Hopefully today should not be a stressful day. And it should be a day that goes smoothly without no problem. So today I just want to randomly just talk about issues, things that I've been thinking about, no in any particular order. It's just gonna be random conversation. Maybe some crazy things that I've been thinking about, and maybe some things I've been thinking about. So we quite sure the election is over in Liberia, and of course former Vice President Joseph Boakai won the election, and I understand that he's in the States out here for a visit. Again, we don't know the detail of his visit. Will you become president-elect from that moment? We supposed to know, what are you doing? And this is not meant to take a shot at the vice president, but if we all advocated for change, we have to change. You got to start with the little things. When you start changing the little things that you can control now, then you assure us that you can make bigger changes. But you fly out of the country abruptly without no itinerary, without nobody knowing how long you're coming for, why you coming, what's going to be your daily activities, who are you going to be talking to, are there arrangements made for you to meet anybody of importance, of vital importance, that can contribute to the development of Liberia or the change that we're talking about. Nothing like this is said. Well, at least it is not public. I know some people are aware of it, but it is not public. That should be concerning. What are the criteria that you have in building your government, in selecting leaders, ministers, deputy ministers, assistant ministers, autonomous agencies, superintendents, district education officers, and all the way down there? What processes and standards that do you have for each of these departments or ministries? What are the processes and procedures? How can any other person apply? Because you want to get the best. Right now it looks like if you don't know the government or the committee, you got no chance. Shouldn't there be a one center that will be collecting applications? And then after you collect the applications, they start a vetting process. And then you got an elimination of the process. Who are applying? Look at the qualifications. Now you start talking about having an interview with them. This is December, for Christ's sake. The government takes place starts in January. This is December. We are talking about less than 60 days, folks. And I believe January 22nd or 22nd, and today is December the 4th. We are literally talking about less than 45 days. When you add the Christmas season in that, the working days is reduced. And nobody knows how the selection process is going on. But yet, I want to apply. I want to apply to be a town chief. Give me the opportunity to apply. Well, I don't know, literally, that's not the application, but at least you get my point. Give me the opportunity to choose to apply. And then you vet me, you say you don't qualify for the position you apply for. Now, as a human resource, when you're vetting people, you just don't vet them for the position in which they apply for. Because it's a new part of government coming in. It's a new part of a workforce that you're trying to look for. If I submitted my application and you looked at my application for good and say, you know what, even though he applies to be S1 and Z, but I think he will be benefited this place based on his application, that we need somebody in this position, he will be a perfect fit. And then that will be a discussion that we'll be having an offer. Hey, even though you apply for it, we can offer you this position here. We think that you are best fit based on your qualification, your experience. Your experience and the qualifications are more in line in this area than what you apply for. And then I can have a consideration. I accept the offer or I reject the offer, but at least you give me the opportunity. That's not happening. Folks, when I am recruiting for a position, we don't backfill in less than 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I just completed 8 interviews. And out of the 8, 4 were qualified for 4 different positions. But yeah, you gotta put in a lot of time. It is not a rushing game. But we see that, I don't know if it is being played in the background or in somebody's cubicle, it tucked away in a corner that nobody knows about. That's how the government is going to be formed. I think that we need to have some form of transparency. That means that the vetting process should be televised, if not videotaped, so that we can understand the process. How did you pick a defense minister? How did you pick a finance minister? What are the materials that you use? What are the data that you use to come to that reasonable conclusion that X, John Doe, is fitted for this position and he will be offered this position? We don't know. Because the same thing Joshua did, nobody knew about it, and we are following the same path. But I don't think that's what we voted for. Well, I did not vote, but majority of Liberia did not vote for that. Some of us advocated for change. And that brings me to my next topic. We will rallying behind Alexander Cummings, and Cummings didn't make it to the second round. Couple reasons Cummings did not make it to the second round. Cummings was placed in the bubble that was very hard to penetrate to get to him. And all those, they call it surrogates, campaigners, or sympathizers of Cummings, they did not do him a favor. They didn't. I mean, they will obliterate you on Facebook or on social media. If you just tend to disagree, they will come after you hard. They will appear on talk shows. They will come after, they will rip you off viciously. And I'm like, you're trying to win people over. And they want to study a disagreement for you to work to see how can we find a common ground, and then we can use that opportunity to talk about disagreements and how we can make the process work. Nah, it was not like that. Cummings too, when you see people on social media or on talk shows trying to plead his case, Cummings was too busy to even pick up the phone call and say, hey, I hear you, my brother, I hear you, my sister, and I wish you, this is my dream, and let's keep preaching the message. No, he was too executive to do that. And if Cummings wants to come back, he has to conduct some personal reflection that being in a bubble doesn't help you. You gotta wait to win first. Even in the states out here, presidential candidates roll up their sleeves and they get in a quarter, campaigning from town to town, from door to door. They don't sit there and wait that when Cummings, he's gonna call you. And he call you one time, and if you don't pick up the phone, he's not gonna call you again. That's why we are where we are today. If that's the mentality, then we are where we are today. Cummings had too many people around him that were fooling him. Campaign, from me being outside looking inside, there was no strategy other than vicious attack. There was no strategy. How do we win people over? Decisions that were made were not made timely. Even the selection process, the very day of the election, when those ballots were presented, you vet the sample of the ballot. If the ballot has two similar names, reject that ballot, because they're gonna get the voting population confused. Where are the people? Who are the people around Cummings? You allow somebody to say A, B, C as vice president, close right to the box as the number one with Appleton. GMD appeared twice, and nobody said nothing about this. And at the end of the day, you don't even have 1%, because people did not do their work all the way after to take the money and go out there and make muya noise. That's how we are, Cummings. You gotta be realistic about your plans, your goals, and those that you have around him. If you still want to go through this process, man, you have to rework you gotta have to change your entire team. All those that were with you, do not keep them in your campaign. Let them go. Start fresh. Go back to the grassroots. Take people from the grassroots. No people, no faces. Have a plan. Plan 2029 election day or post-election. Plan for inauguration day 2030. Do a backwards planning up to today. What all do you need to do to win an election? And calculate your steps as a party, as a team, not as individuals. And then you just stick with the plan. Flexible plan. You can modify the plan. You can take some part of the plan out, throw it out of the window. You can add something to the plan. Have some level of flexibility. But you have the plan that everybody knows about and everybody should follow. And then there should be benchmarks to review these steps, performance steps. Are we performing the way we're supposed to? Or what can we sustain? What can we change? What can we add? How can we make it better? Again, no strategy. But they clearly got the money, and then they went the campaign, and that was it. I did not see anybody that honestly say that I am really passionate about Cummings being president without being vicious. I'm sorry. The election is over, so I must say my mind. And diaspora and Liberia and diaspora Liberians, some of you guys worked hard, and we know you guys. Some of you guys really work hard to make this happen. But because of the voting population in Liberia, they rejected Cummings. He said it was the time for JNB. Liberia is a country that has struggled due to a civil conflict that lasted for at least 14 years. After that conflict, there was no rehabilitation, there was no counseling. Let me make it simple. There was no counseling that talked to people. There was no rehabilitation. I think is the perfect word for it. We did not reprogram our minds. Some of those same things that we experience in the world, some of those behaviors we're passing over to our children. Love, for example, in Liberia, during just this campaign, People using berets, red berets, green berets, black berets. All you hear there, university students. Munya, 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 I'll say. What the fuck you want to say? Say it, man. Let's stop borrowing things from South Africa. That was doing the apartheid policy. They don't even say that no more. And here we are, everywhere you go, I'll say, Munya, Munya, Munya. What I don't know whatever they say, actually. But come on now, University of Liberia. You guys supposed to be the brain of the country, the field for the future. Think outside of the box. Change those things that are already retired, are old. Be innovative, be creative. Think about issues that are affecting the country. We are so much involved in politics than looking at your own academic future. Look at the university. It's dirty. The university is not equipped. The books that are used in the library, those books are already retired. Nobody using those books out here. You said dealing with science that was written in 1976. Really? Well, I'm just throwing it out there. It might not specifically be 1976, but I guess you see my point, right? University of Liberia is supposed to be thinking about how they can help Liberia, and that goes for the entire university. University of Liberia worth less. Here is why. University of a country, especially public university, our only number one main goal or university that we've had. You know what university is supposed to be thinking about? What areas that the country need? What are the areas? But every day they go and put up business and law. Business, law, and they call it public administration. Are we serious, man? University of Liberia? You're supposed to be the solution for the country. Solution-based university. I am a university president. What do we know? What can we do to help the country? What are human capitals that are lacking? What are the human capabilities and capacity that are lacking so that we can help to build those capacities? What areas can we help? Other than business and law. You got people who graduate with law cannot even practice. But they're all walking out here, counselor this, counselor that. How many cases have you ever argued? Have you argued and won? What case that can be used as a precedent that you can say, here, this is what I did? But everywhere, you gotta come and counsel this. Come on now. We put in so much business people out, people graduate with a business degree, and the corruption in the business sector is overwhelming. There is no one Liberian that owns a business that is worth $3 billion since the inception of that university. And what's the purpose of you just allowing people to come and select a major in business? People, you got students will come and spend I don't know how many years after they graduate. They can't even manage their own businesses. So what are you teaching them then? Are you practical? Or are you just theoretical? Give them the subject, then they read through it, ask them the questions, pass it, you say you're gone. You're good. What are the projects that these students are working on to present? If you're a business student, I'm gonna make you to have your own business before you graduate. And you tell us every day, every quarter, you tell us what is the return on your investment? Where are you falling short? What have you learned from that? What can you apply? Realistic. Let's be realistic in our teaching, our education. But we're not. And that's why I think I'm angry with the University of Liberia. And for all people, the current president of the university, Dr. J. Sauler Nelson, you surprised me, brother. You surprised me a lot. I thought you would have done way better than what you're doing right now. University should not be politicized, even though it is a place of politics, especially student politics. But the leadership should stay far away from politics. Don't make decisions based on politics. Dr. Nelson. Let the student get involved in student politics and let them be who they are. But the administration, Jeanette, think about lobbying for the university. How can you link the university to other universities where you can share ideas, thoughts, resources, materials? Those should have been your concentration. But that's not happening. Now we back to Joseph Boakai, right? So President-elect Joseph Boakai. Are we seeing President Mohamed Buhari story again? They're playing out in Liberia. He won an election. Before inauguration, he left, went to London. Came back for inauguration, then he left again, went for about almost 6 months, 4 to 6 months out of the country. Is that the same system we're going to experience in Liberia? I don't know. And I hope not. But I do believe that he will try to make some changes. And I am hoping that he should make those changes. Freeport of Liberia. There should be no reason why when you ship to Liberia, it takes you more than 24 hours to clear your goods. That is the only gateway to Liberia, to our economy, my people. Let's have a clear process out there in place. You ship your thing within 24 hours. Go and get your product from there and move out. Stop limiting people from shipping things to Liberia, because you're making nothing Liberia. Better yet, this time you're supposed to say, if you're shipping anything for personal consumption, it should be free, duty free. But if you're doing business now, then you pay taxes. How about we start with that? One-stop shop. One-stop shop right over here. That's the right. One-stop shop. A shop that anybody can go to and process all of his or her shipping paperwork and then walk out and go get their goods and take it wherever they want to take it. That's not too difficult to ask for. Well, I have arrived at my work, looking for a place to park, but at least you get a clear picture. And thanks again. Looking forward to riding with me. Please like my video and hit that notification button. And whenever I have a conversation, we can share that conversation together. Next time we will probably go live, and so that we can get all involved. If I'm driving, I cannot go live and have a conversation with you. Anyway, it was nice riding with you. I am at my work, and let me go right in here and park and get ready for the day. And pieces, deuces, subscribe, and let me know. Okay, bye.